Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are we all tonight? Yes, a bit of a mystery starter, isn't it? I'll reveal all in a second. Good to see you all, and I hope you're feeling tickety boo and that you're not gathered in more than groups of six, or I'm going to have to break you all up, okay? Just relax and pour yourself another wine, and normal service will be resumed. It is resumed with just me tonight, but some exciting announcement a bit ahead of the show later on. But another exciting announcement now. Victoria didn't know what that was, and I wonder if anybody did. The main chunk of it, you're right, there was a bit of Elgar in the front, and then there's a piece of my own called Dawn in the Malverns, and that was followed by a Clifford T. Ward song called The Best Is Yet to Come. Been recorded by quite a few people, most famously by Justin Hayward, and on regular rotation in radio too. I don't know if you have come across that, but there we go. And that's announcement number one, really. I'd like to tell you about a new project I'm undertaking. As I mentioned before, I am a great fan of Clifford's work and think it's monstrously overlooked. Anyway, for my own amusement, I'm compiling a CD. I'm going to be recording a CD of songs of Clifford's and bits of mine, all interspersed in sort of piano solo thing, and we'll be selling it to unsuspecting public. It's provisionally called How is Worcestershire, which is a quote from Clifford's most famous song, really, Home Thoughts from Abroad, and that's a view of the Malvern Hills you can see there. So hence Dawn in the Malverns, which starts that bit off. I was talking to Pat Ward, Cliff's widow, yesterday. She's very excited about the project and has given it her blessing. So all systems go on that. I'll keep you informed on how that goes. So anyway, that was The Best Is Yet to Come. Also, let me put this back. Also, very unlikely cover by Jack Jones. If you remember Jack Jones, the American singer, yeah, he covered it as well. Cliff's version is still the best, I think, but Justin's is nice as well. And talking of Justin Hayward, James Taylor's Shower the People. And then before that, Forever Autumn. I hope I'm not tempting fate. Probably better Forever Autumn than Forever Winter, mind, isn't it? Let's give a shout out to a few people. We've got Sue Panton is here. Hi, Sue. Jane Woodvine. Phil, I presume Phil's with you, Jane. Good evening to you all there, and to the Woodvine household. Rev Jean is here, of course. She is. Hello, darling. And there she is. And Joy Reynolds is here. Hello, Joy. Hope you're well. And Yvonne O'Donnell is with us as well. Hello, Yvonne. Hope you are okay. And Jane Bailey is here. More about Jane in a little while. And Margaret Collis is here. Lovely. We are all present and correct then. Okay. I'm going to do you a little bit of a challenge while I'm playing these two next ones. You've got to spot the connection. There is a connection between the two, believe you me. Okay. I won't introduce them. Just enjoy. Some bit of a detective work going on here. Vicky Titley, hi Vicky, hope you're well. Says, was the first one from Chess? It was. I Know Him So Well by Elaine Page and Barbara Dixon, of course. And it wasn't Devo Andrew Lloyd Webber. Vicky Goldstraw, no, it wasn't. That's Chess is by Benny and Bjorn from ABBA, of course. But you got the second one right. It was I'll Put You Together Again by Hot Chocolate, which Philippa Duggins, hi Philippa, says it's such a beautiful song. It is. Beautiful song. It's a little bit tenuous. Anybody Googled it yet? But basically, the lyricist in both cases is most famous for working with Andrew Lloyd Webber. So you were sort of right, Vicky. Tim Rice was the lyricist for Chess, working with Benny and Bjorn from ABBA. And the lyricist for I'll Put You Together Again was Don Black, who you'll know from Aspects of Love and other Andrew Lloyd Webber collaborations. So there we are. Put you out your misery. Right. What have we got for you next? I've got a couple of unlikely put together things here. Oh, no, I haven't. No, that's later. Getting all mixed up on my schedule here. Just to thank you all for your positive feedback about Phil's visit to the shed. Phil Kirk, if you missed it last week, it's on YouTube for you to enjoy. And we will definitely be back doing another one of those very, very soon. I have another announcement coming up about that in a little while. In the meantime, here are another couple of songs. Back on the camera. It's all very complicated having this. Vicky Titley guessed the Cranberries. No, you not quite. It's the Cause. That's Runaway by the Cause, Vicky. It's the right area. You're looking at the right area there. I'm just fiddling with something here, so just bear with me for a second. Oh dear, this is not this is not making good television, is it? There we go. Let's just drag that down to there. There we go, and we just talk amongst yourselves while this is happening. That was from the Cause. Talk on Corners, I think, was the name of the album, and and before that you had Chain Reaction, quite rightly, as somebody remarked, the never-ending song. Oh dear. There we go. I've finished fiddling now because it's my great pleasure to tell you that somebody who I've played those two songs with quite often is going to be my next guest in the shack, in the shed, for Songs from the Shed. October the 1st. Please ring the date in your diary. And it's going to be my very good friend, Jane Bailey, who's on tonight, in fact. Jane and I have been friends for far too many years. I'm a bit tired to remember, I think, now. But, she's a very busy musician when we are busy. And she's busy sort of with her house at the moment. They're having an extension built, which is taking up a lot of her time. But she's going to manage to pop down to the shed on October the 1st. And we'll have a night of vocal piano duo mayhem. And as I said to her this afternoon, we'd better get rehearsing because it's some time since we worked together. Jane, you may have seen also around the place out in the venues when the venues were open as part of the Popular Act Acoustic Theory with my good friend Tom Brooks. So looking forward to having Jane in the shed with me on October the 1st. Please make a note of the date. But if you don't, you'll be all right because I'm just going to harry you about it and be tiresome about it until October the 1st rolls around. And as I said, more to come from me and Phil as well, and I'm working on other musicians as we speak. Nobody is safe from the shed's grasp. And it's hello at last to, late again, Judith Lawton, but better late than never, Judy. Nice to see you. So where does that leave us in the running order? Yeah, a couple of, a bit of a jazzy one and then a bit of a laid-back one. I think you probably know both of these. The mellifluous sounds of Katie Melua, and the closest things are crazy. And before that, a little bit of Nat. Let There Be Love. Right. Oh, this is a bit of a funny connection, this one. I was watching Pointless the other night. Don't judge me. And there was a question about naming best-selling, the groups who had the best-selling albums of all time in the last 35 years or something like that. And I guessed both of these, and neither of them came up. Anyway, I think it's the first time they've been put together. You'll see for yourself what we're talking about. ABBA, of course, The Name of the Game, which is personally my enduring favourite of the all theirs. I think it's the best song they've written. Got a few. I've got Adrian French come on board here. Hello, Adrian. I've been following your holiday wanderings via Facebook, so I knew you were sort of absent, but good to have you back, and hope you enjoyed the holiday. Philippa Dougie says, last time I heard you play this, I was at your house after school with Linda Shropshire. The wall hadn't been out for long, but you could already play a lot of it. Yeah, I was already a bit obsessive. That must have been about the 3 days I was going out with Linda Shropshire, wasn't it? Oh dear. Philippa will tell you this. That I sort of I was a bit like a sheep after Linda for a while. I did like Linda, but then my best friend, or I thought he was my best friend, a guy called David Wilkinson, stole her at a party, and that was the end of me and Linda. But there we go. It's all for the best, isn't it? It is all for the best. Yes, quite. How are we doing for time? Okay, I'm going to cut out a little bit of a section here because I've done a lot of wittering tonight. So I'm going to do a bit of Crowded House before we just get bogged down in chat and reminiscences. This is called Four Seasons in One Day. On that case, Philippa, tell her I said hello. Okay, and that was a little bit of a standard for you. That was Art Blakey's. No, it wasn't written by Art Blakey. It was written by a saxophonist whose name now escapes me. Somebody will pop it up on there if they know. But it's called Moaning. And I'm going to moan for a second because, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we might be being evicted from this place. Facebook, you may have seen on your Facebook feeds that Facebook is bringing in a new series of terms and conditions on October the 1st. And amongst these terms and conditions is a rather invidious and ambiguous thing about not putting on musical performances for profit. And basically what it amounts to is this: YouTube, if you go on a YouTube channel and you stream there and you do cover versions, then YouTube's algorithm will pick up the melodies and identify the songs, or you'll put the credits in the description. That's what I'm looking for of the YouTube video. And then the advertising revenue, which you get advertising unless you subscribe to YouTube Premium, I do. But if you normally just have YouTube on, you've got adverts, as you know, pre-roll, and then sometimes between programs as well. And the revenue, part of the revenue from those adverts goes to the writers of the song. Simple. And they've come to a very sensible arrangement with all the major publishing houses about that at YouTube. Unfortunately, Facebook have done nothing at all similar, which means that they are looking over their shoulder and thinking that they may be sued, and they're going to clamp down on these things. Now, it may be that it just applies to. Somebody suggested to me on my Facebook feed today that it may just apply to DJs have been putting DJ sets together and then basically sequencing recordings. I'm not so sanguine about that, I'm afraid. Facebook have already pulled without any notice or any argument or any debate. Both sides now's Facebook page once for impersonation, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous, when it clearly said Joni Mitchell tribute band at the top. However, it disappeared. We didn't get it back, and we had no appeal. Nobody ever got in touch with us about my emails or anything. And those are the sort of huge monolithic things you're dealing with on Facebook and YouTube and all the rest of them. So you have to kind of play by the rules. So I will keep you informed, but from October it looks like we're going to be over on YouTube Live rather than Facebook Live. Now, providing that you go to the link. I'm not very good at this pointing anymore. There we go. Goldstraw.com/YouTube. If you go to that link and subscribe to the YouTube channel, if you haven't already, some of you have, I know, then it will be fairly seamless. I'll put a link up to the YouTube Live on my Facebook feed and on the Goldstraw Music Facebook feed as well. So you won't miss out, but you just have to go to Benny Golson. Yes, correct. Don't tell me you not just Googled that, Jane Bailey. So it looks like we'll be over on YouTube, but I will keep you informed. Okay, but that's a bit of a moan. Anyway, we've got two more to finish with, and given Boris's announcement, I think this one's it's pretty appropriate given the recent Rule of Six. This is a song by a songwriter called Julie Gold, and some of you will probably know it from a version by Bette Midler, but I prefer the original recording, which is by the wonderful Nancy Griffith. This is called From a Distance. Right, well, we're coming to the end of the show. As I say, October the 1st, Jane Bailey will be here. Well, she'll be about there, actually. Can't see her because I haven't got the camera turned that way. But that's where she'll be, sitting coyly and singing beautifully for you. Won't that be lovely? I'm really looking forward to it, Jane. And I know a lot of other people are as well, because we all know how good you are for a start. Anyway, that'll be lovely, October the 1st, and I'm going to leave you with this one. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for being with us. Hello to Phil, by the way, and who did I say hello to? Sally Parkin. Philippa Douglas. Philippa Duggins thinks that David Wilkinson was a mistake. I think his wife would agree with you, but there we go. Anyway, good night, everybody. This is,